Shri Gurubhyo Namaha, Shubhodaya and good morning. A very warm welcome to another session of Global Festival of Oneness 2024. This is Nitin Sridhar and let me begin with a prayer. Vakratunda Mahakaya Koti Surya Samaprabha Nirvignam Kurume Deva Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavatyaptadehaya Shri Dakshina Murtaye Namaha Sarvamangala Mangalye Shive Sarvartha Sadhike Sharanye Trayambake Gauri Narayani Namostute Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Parampara Shatismati Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavadpadam Shankaram Loka Shankaram Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om. Today we have a very special session as part of our special weekend sessions. Yesterday morning we started first of the 4 sessions on Laghu Vakya Vritti, and today we are starting another first of the 4 sessions on Bhagavadpada Vaibhavam, on the life and legacy of Adi Shankaracharya. And we have with us Vidwan Sri Manikandan Iyer ji, who will be speaking about the glory of Shankara Bhagavadpada, the life and teaching and the legacy of the great Acharya. Before we proceed further, I would like to briefly introduce you to the speaker. Vidwan Sri Manikandan Iyer ji is a banker by profession and a Sanatani by practice. With Ma Sharda's blessings, he has had a rare fortune to study different Shastras in a traditional manner under different great Vidwans and Gurus. He has studied Shastras from a tender age. He studied traditionally the Vyakarana Shastra from Vidwan Sri Tilak Rao. He has studied Vedanta Shastra under his Guru Brahmashri Sridhar Sharma ji, and he has also studied Vedanta under Mahamahopadhyaya Shastra Ratnakara Vidwan Sri Krishnamurti Shastrigal. He has also had the opportunity to study Tarka Shastra under Vidwan Sri Navin Hollaji of Sringeri, who is one of the most senior-most disciple of Jagadguru Shankaracharya, Sri Bharatitita Mahaswamigal. Manikandan ji has recently started a YouTube channel titled Bhakta Priya, where he will be publishing his discourses on Sanatana Dharma. A very warm welcome to you, Manikandan ji. Thank you for making time for these sessions. We are very grateful to you for this. Please go ahead and start the session.
Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Asha Surashi Bhavadangavalli Bhasaiva Dasi Krita Dugdha Sindhum Mandasmitair Nindita Sharadendum Vande Ravindasana Sundaritvam Vaktaramasaadyayameva Nitya Saraswati Swartha Samanvitasit Nirastadustarka Kalanka Banka Namamitam Shankaramarchitangrim Sadatmadhyana-niratam vishayebhyah paranmukham naumi shastreshu nishnatam Chandrasekhara-bharatim Srimad-Shankara-deshikendra-kalite dharma-vyavasthapake Punye-peetha-chatushtaye timahitam Shri-Sharada-peethikam आरूढस्य समस्तशास्त्रनिचये पाण्डित्यसीमाजुषः विद्यातीर्थजगद्गुरो मम गुरो श्रीपादुका मे गतिः कुम्भावं समुपेयुषी भगवती किं भारती राजते किं वा साधनसंभृतं धृतवपुर्ज्ञानं समिन्धेः परम् इत्युल्लिख्य सविस्मयं कृतधियो ध्यायन्ति यं भारतीतीर्थस्यास्य जगद्गुरोः कुशलदा श्रीपादुका मे गतिः विद्याविनयसम्पन्नं वीतरागं विवेकिनं वन्दे वेदान्ततत्त्वज्ञं विदुषेखरभारतीं सर्वश्रुतिशिरोद्भूतसमुद्भासितमूर्तये वेदान्ताम्बुजसूर्याय तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः. We are going to start a very auspicious task of knowing the legacy and works and teachings of the Jagadguru Sri Adi Shankara Bhagavadpadacharya. How is this task? Vidyaranya Mahaswami in his Madhaviya Shankara Digvijaya says, Upakramya stotum katichana gunan Shankara Gurof Prabhajna Shlokardhe तदर्धा कतिचन तदर्धार्धरचने अहं तुष्टुषुस्तान् अहह कलये शीतकिरणं कराभ्यामाहर्तुं व्यवसितमते साहसिकताम्. Vidyaranya Mahaswami explains how is the task of explaining Bhagavadpadacharya's legacy, life and works. He says there have been so many people who have started or ventured about explaining the divine qualities of Bhagavadpadacharya. And what happened? Some of them could complete only a half shloka, and few others could complete only half of the half shloka. And how is this? He says, Aham tushtu shustan ahaha kalaye shita kiranam Karabhyam ahartum vyavasitamate sahasikatam. It is like taking my two hands and getting the entire Chandramandala down, which is almost an impossible task. So is Bhagavadpadacharya's life, legacy and his teachings. To understand Bhagavadpadacharya's works, one will have to travel back in time to the Vedic times to understand what it is. See, all of us have this natural and very intuitive feeling that I have to be peaceful. I want peace. I do not want any problems. Shastras say this as Sukham me syad dukkham ma bhoot. But we do not know to go about in this direction. How do we go in this direction? In what way should we go so that we are led to peace without any trouble? So that one book, that one text which helps us with this are called the Vedas. See, Vedas are not humanly conceived books, or it is not written, or it is not just of one set of books. Like they say, Vedo nama natu grantharashihi. The entire quintessential teaching of Vedas lies in this word or this sentence, that is Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. May everyone in this world be happy is the declaration of Vedas. See, this is the foundation of the whole edifice of Sanatana Dharma. To understand Bhagavadpadacharya's life teachings, we will have to understand what is Sanatana Dharma first. Or else we will be failing to understand the whole purpose or the avatar of Bhagavadpadacharya. See, the whole edifice of this Sanatana Dharma is Loka Samastha Sukhino Bhavantu, while its bricks is the Samyama or the self-control. The wet clay that has been used to build the structure is love, compassion. It is not just that, it accommodates several sects, or like we call the darshanas today, which are like the windows and vents through which one can have various insights of truth. This eternal mansion of Sanatana Dharma has many pathways as well as gatemen or the initiators. For what? To open them to us, to open the mansion to us. And how do we ascend this mansion? Is through the ground floor called as the Grihastha Dharma. So in case we have to go up the stairs, how do we do that? The staircases in the Sanatana Dharma mansion is the celibacy, brahmacharya, shama, the mind control, dhamma, sense organ, control over sense organs, and uparati, withdrawal. Shraddha, titiksha, and dhyana, jnana are the stairways. So it is very natural that one might slip of these stairways, and therefore the corridors of Vanaprastha and is given, and the karma is given. The karma is given as the balustrade through which one can climb. He passes through the corridors of Vanaprastha and finally he climbs up the terrace of total renunciation of Sarvasanga Parityaga, and this is the Vedic mansion that leads to Paramahamsa Sannyasa or Paramahamsa Dharma, which is liberation. And like they say, whenever there is the downfall of this dharma, I shall descend on this holy earth. Like Bhagavan himself promises in Gita that yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyurthanam adharmasya tadatmyaham srujamyaham. Eventually, over the period of time, to be specific, after the Buddha's period, this Sanatana Dharma saw a downfall. Why did it happen so? Is because the complete trust and faith in the Vedas started subsiding. The influence of the Jainas, the Buddhas, were so profound. Though the Buddha gave this quintessential teaching, he also opened the doors of the Paramahamsa Sannyasa to everyone. This led to a great downfall that people started renunciating karma and started accepting sannyasa to their whims and fancies. So much so that one could take sannyasa in the morning and leave that orc robes by evening and return home. It was in this dilapidated structure. What happens? All the devatas go to Parameshwara and request him to do the avatara and re-establish this Sanatana Vaidhika Dharma Parampara. See, there have been many kritis that explain the 72 Avaidika Matas and how they were quarreling among themselves without any harmony, which is unheard in Bharata. Madhaviya Shankara Digvijaya says, Shrute pidhadati shrotre kraturityakshara-dvaye katham tatha pravartheran sarvam kratubhujo vayam. The situation was so bad that if people ever heard the word kratu, which means the word yajna, people used to close their ears as if they are hearing an abusive word. Shrute pidhadati shrotre kratuhu iti akshara-dvaye. It was not only that they had lost the complete trust in Vedas. So much so that they used to say, Bruvanti amnaya vachasam jivika matratam prabho. They used to say this. The so-called Vedas that you adhere to is nothing but a set of books that you have created by your own whims and fancies to just fulfill your stomach and nothing else. Bruvanti amnaya vachasam. Amnaya means Vedas. Amnaya vachasam jivika matratam prabho. It is just to fulfill your stomach and lead a life. This was the dilapidated structure of Sanatana Dharma today. Today we are so peaceful, so happily sitting here. It is the only credit to be given for our current situation or current scenario is only for Bhagavadpadacharya himself. I will mention Adi Shankaracharya as Bhagavadpadacharya owing to respect and will continue henceforth. Today we are able to celebrate any festival, perform any vratas such as the Ramanavami, Krishna Janmashtami, Dasara. We are able to perform everything and in righteous manner because this Mahapurusha gave us the right path, showed us the right path. Had this Mahapurusha Bhagavadpadacharya not done his avatara, we cannot even imagine what would be we today. So, what happens when such declination comes to Sanatana Dharma? All the devatas go and request Parameshwara that you will have to do the avatara because it is the right time now and bless all of us and all the devatas. So, it is utmost duty of every Sanatana Dharmi or who has this feeling that I am a Sanatani to have deep gratitude and reverence to Bhagavadpadacharya. Because all the devatas also owe their existence today in the form that is available to us to Bhagavadpadacharya alone. Devatas go and request. Madhavya Shankara Vijaya says, Tadbhavan lokarakshartham utsadya nikhilan kalan vartmasthapayatu shrautam jagadyena sukham vrajet dushtaachara vinashaya dharma samsthapanaya cha bhashyam kurvan brahmasutram tatparyartha vinidrayam. So, when devatas go and request, Parameshwara says that he will leave his form of Dakshinamurti and come down to earth. And he says, I cannot just come on my own. Since the path of the Sanatana Dharma has been spoiled, I will send Brahma in the form of Mandana Mishra and Shanmukha in the form of Kumarila Bhatta. These two, Mandana Mishra and Kumarila Bhatta, will do the Uddhara of the Karma Kanda. when the karma kanda of the Vedic dharma is proper, the teaching of this Upanishads will penetrate or seep into each one of them. See, only when the road to a place is proper, one is led peacefully through that. So Parameshwara says that I will send Kumarila Bhatta and Mandana Mishra, and they will do. See, the Vedas are divided into three: the Karma Kanda, Upasana Kanda, and Jnana Kanda. The Kumarila Bhatta and Mandana Mishra will do the Uddhara of Karma Kanda. I will send Adishesha and Vishnu as Sankarshana Patanjali, and they will do the Uddhara of the Upasana Marga, and then I will descend and do the Avatara to bless the people with this pristine knowledge of Upanishads. Like Madhaviya Shankara Digvijaya says, Ajnanantar Gahanapatitan Atma Vidyopodeshai Stratum Lokan Bhavadavashika Tapa Papatyamanan Muktva Maunam Vatavitapinaha Mulato Nishparanti Shambhor Murtish Charati Bhuvane Shankaracharya Rupa. That Dakshinamurti who left his abode of Kailasa to teach the Sanakadi rishis now is going to leave the Vatavriksha and come down as Bhagavadpadacharya. Before knowing, see, there is very beautiful padya, the contrast that says between Bhagavadpadacharya and Dakshinamurti, which we will see later. Before knowing Bhagavadpadacharya, we will have to know his Purvajas and what made Parameshwara choose this family. Bhagavadpadacharya's grandfather is called Vidyadhiraja. He was a very great Pandit, a very great Agnihotri, and was from Nambudri clan. Nambudri means Nambi Adari. Over the period of time has become Nambudri. Nambi Adari, to acknowledge and to revere someone who is very learned. Nambi Adari has become Nambudri over a period of time. And Vidyadhiraja was a great Pandit, very learned scholar. And his only son was Shivaguru. Shivaguru was studying in Vidyadhiraja's very close friend's Pathashala and quickly had completed all his studies. Now Vidyadhiraja was also getting old. So he sent one of his pupils to that Pathashala where Shivaguru was studying and asked Shivaguru to return home. But Shivaguru was Parama Virakta, Vairagi. He had understood the inconsistency of life and decided to stay in Gurukula and do the Guru Seva for his entire life. However, his Guru asks Shivaguru to marry and enter Grihastha Dharma. How is Shivaguru's mind? There is a beautiful conversation that comes in Madhaviya Shankara Digvijaya. that Shivaguru's walk is bound to give everyone that vairagya. When Shivaguru's guru tells him to marry and enter Grihastha dharma, Shivaguru says, I have no interest in family life and I want to be a Naishtika Brahmachari. Shrinaishtikashramamaham parigruhya yavat jivam vasami tava parshvagataschirayuhu dandajini savinayo budajuhvadagnau vedam pathan pathita vismritiha nimichan. He says, Shrinaishtikashramamaham parigruhya yavat jivam vasami. I want to be a celibate Naishtika Brahmachari and vasami tava parshva gataschirayuhu. I want to lead my life doing Guru Seva. And when his Guru insists once more, he says, Satyam Guro na niyamosti Guror adhita vedo grihi bhavati nanya padam prayati vairagyavan rajati bhikshu padam viveki nochet grihi bhavati raja padam tadetat. Satyam Guru, when he says, Satyam Guru, what you say is very true, that Grihastha dharma is the most exalted dharma after sannyasa dharma. However, there is no rule that I have to enter Grihastha dharma and then become a sannyasi. If Brahmacharyadeva pravrajet, says the Shastras. If you are equipped with the right vairagya and you have known the inconsistencies of this samsara, then you don't have to marry and you can directly move from Brahmacharya ashrama to sannyasa ashrama. Brahmacharyadeva pravrajet. So Shivaguru uses that and he says, Satyam Guru na niyamosti Guror adhita vedo grihi bhavati nanyapadam prayati vairagyavan vrajati bhikshu padam viveki. No, if vairagyavan vrajati bhikshu padam viveki, no chet, if one is not equipped with that vairagya, no chet grihi bhavati raja padam tadetat. Then he can enter Grihastha dharma, see the inconsistencies of Grihastha dharma, acquire vairagya, then do the Vanaprastha and then enter the Paramahamsa sannyasa dharma. And the conversation continues. He says, you can explicitly see the vairagya of Shivaguru. Like they say in the Shastra, God does not do the avatara in some household. Shrutinam Shrimatam Gehe Yoga Bhrashto Bijayate. So Shivaguru says, Dharagrahota bhavati tavadhayam sukhaya yavat kritho nu bhavagocharaktangatas paschachanair Virasatam upayati soyam kinnin hushetvam anubhuti padam mahatman. Like I said, if one is not equipped with vairagya, then he can become Grihastha dharma, acquire vairagya, see the inconsistencies there, then move to Vanaprastha and then acquire sannyasa. But it is not like that in my case. And he says, you yourself have experienced this Grihastha dharma, so why are you pushing me to that? And the conversation stops there. Shivaguru also does not talk anything more and he leaves the Pathashala without informing anyone. He leaves the Patashala without informing anyone. And he walks through the forest aimlessly without knowing where to go. But he wanted to escape the Grihastha dharma and this samsara. And he gets a divine dream. And he gets a very divine dream where a person very short in stature, hefty, with thick hair, dark in complexion, comes in the dream of Shivaguru and he says, "My child Shivaguru, go and enter the Grihastha dharma. All the devatas have been waiting so that a child is born out of you who will do the uddhara of this Sanatana dharma. You will get an able girl child who will adhere to the Vedic rituals, and you both will beget a child who will be the only cause for existence of Sanatana dharma today." And Shivaguru wakes up. He is not very clear if that was a dream or a divine vision. And he returns back to Pathashala, does namaskara to his guru, and takes a leave from Pathashala to his home. And what happens? Shivaguru reaches back to his abode where Vidyadhiraja is waiting for him. And Vidyadhiraja is very elated to see his son returning back after so many years. All his bandhus have also come to see him. And Vidyadhiraja, after some time, tests Shivaguru's intellectual prowess in Vedas and all the Shastras that he has studied. Vede padakrama jata dishutasya buddhim samvikshya tajjanayita bahushopya prichat. He asks so many questions. Yasya bhavat prathita nama vasundharayam vidyadhiraja iti sangatavachyamasya. Then he tests his understanding of different darshanas. Bhatte naye gurumate kanabhung matadau prashnan chakaratanayasya matim bubhutsuhu. Shishyopyuvacha natapurva gurus samadhim pitrodita mukho hasitam bujasyaha. He tests Shivaguru in various darshanas, and he is very elated by his clear understanding. And Vidyadhiraja decides to get Shivaguru married to a beautiful Kanya. Beautiful in the sense that who is endowed with all good qualities. Kanya called Aryamba. And after the marriage, the holy marriage, Shivaguru and Aryamba have been meticulously following the Grihastha dharma by doing Agnihotra, teaching children keeping them in their household. And what happens? Shivaguru, this happens for a very long time. And Shivaguru is still not blessed with a child. The only purpose with which he married was for two things. Was one, to perform the Grihastha dharma. The second is to get a child who will rescue this Sanatana dharma from its downfall. And when once Shivaguru's friend asks Shivaguru, how is your Grihastha dharma going? So Shivaguru says, Pratar Vaidika karmatas taduna sad Vedanta sanchintaya Paschad Bharata Moksha Dharma Mananat Vasishta Ramayanat Sayam Bhagavatartha Divya Kathaya Ratrau Nididhyasanat Kalau Gacchati Nasharira Bharanam Prarabdha Kantarpitam. He says, morning, after I will perform all the anushtanas that has been ordained to me. Then I will do the Vedanta Parayana, Vedanta related Parayana. Then I will do the Anusandhana for it. Then I will read Bharata and Vasishta Ramayana in the afternoon. And in the evening, and I will contemplate on the teachings of this Nirguna Brahman of Bhagavata. And Ratri, in the night, I will do the Nididhyasana for that. By doing so, the time is passing and this body is also aging. I have offered this body to the Prarabdha as one necklace. Prarabdha Kantarpitam. As time passes by, Shivaguru experiences deep pang for not begetting a child. And he decides to go to a nearby kshetra called Vadakkanathan near Trishur, which is around 20 miles from Kalati, and perform the holy Shivaratri Anusthana there. He selflessly performs the Shivaratri Anusthana. The only purpose is to get a child for this Veda Dharma. And by end of this Shivaratri Anusthana, the Holy Lord Parameshwara appears in Shivaguru's dream and asks him, tells him that he is very happy with his Anusthana, and asks him if he wants too many number of children who are manda buddhi and with dushta achara, without any sabhyata, or he wants only one child who's medhavi, who's brahmavarchasvi, whose character is endowed with deep humility, but only has a very short alpa ayas. So Shivaguru says, what do I do with having so many children who are not useful in any way? as it is Sanatana Vaidika Dharma Parampara is dwindling here. So, Parameshwara, I request you to give me a child. That child who will rescue the Sanatana Dharma. Even if he is Alpayis, that is okay. Says Shivaguru, and Aryamba experience as a divine column of light entering her womb, and she knows that she is pregnant. And Shivaguru and Aryamba return back to Kalati. And in that course, when she is carrying that divine child in her womb, she experiences divine darshanas where she sees Samba Parameshwara moving around with Shivaganas. She hears Shivaguru teaching the Veda mantras, and without any effort, she is able to understand the deep meaning of those Veda mantras. She experiences boundless joy, unheard before. And that was that state. And Shivaguru, over the period of time, performs the Pumsavana and Simanton Nayana for Aryamba and is expecting a child. And Shukla Panchami, Bhagavadpadacharya is born. Shivaguru is doing the Rudra, chanting the Rudra Anuvaka of Namas Somaya Cha Anuvaka, and when he chants that divine name of the Lord as Namas Shankaraya Cha Mayaskaraya Cha, he hears the divine news that he is blessed with a baby boy. Lagne Shubhe Shubhayute Sushuve Kumaram, says Madhaviya Shankara Digvijaya. And that holy Lord Dakshinamurti has left his Vatavriksha to ascend here on this Bhuloka to give this divine message of Upanishads. See, there is a very beautiful poem that sees the contrast between Dakshinamurti and Bhagavadpadacharya. Yenmaukaryam Sharada Matravedyam, Yenmaunam Shri Dakshinamurti Vedyam, Tat Kim Kuryam Shankararyasya Sakshat Mauna Mauna Bhyantarale Hatosmi. Yenmaukaryam Sharada Matravedyam. See, in Dakshinamurti's avatara, there was not one word that Dakshinamurti spoke. In Bhagavadpadacharya's avatara, there is not one aspect that he has not spoken about. So the poet says, Yen Maukaryam Sharada Matravedyam. The deep meaning of Bhagavadpadacharya's Vakyas can be understood only by one person, and that is Ma Sharada. Yen Maukaryam Sharada Matravedyam. Yen Maunam Sri Dakshinamurti Vedyam. And Bhagavadpadacharya's Mauna is so Gambhira, so captivating, that the Ala of that Mauna, the deep and the Gambhira of that Mauna could be understood only by one person, and that person is none other than Dakshinamurti, who is the Mauna Guru. His Vak could be understood by only one person, the Vak Devata Sharada. And his Mauna could be understood by only one person, who is the Mauna Guru Dakshinamurti. See, one can have either one of the personalities where one will either talk or be in Mauna. But Bhagavadpadacharya was endowed with both. Tat kim kuryam Shankararyasya sakshat mauna mauna bhyantarale hatosmi. I am stuck between these two where I do not know which to claim. If I have to talk about Bhagavadpadacharya's mauna or his Vagjhari. And that child was born, and Shivaguru names that child as Shankara, Shankara Bhagavadpadacharya. What does this word Shankara mean? Sham karoti iti Shankaraha. That child who will bestow the Mangala to everyone. Sham means Mangala. Sham karoti iti Shankaraha. And the great poet Kavya Kanapati Muni says, Shankapahas Shankaraha. And this way, we will refrain from calling Bhagavadpadacharya with his name as Shankara and call him Bhagavadpadacharya. Bhagavantau padau yasya saha Bhagavadpadaha. This Bhagavadpadacharya, there have been so many stutis. There has not been a saint who has not touched this divine Purusha of Bhagavadpadacharya. Bhavayeva Bhavan, says Totakacharya. You are that Shankara himself, the Parameshwara himself who is here today. And now Bhagavadpadacharya's divine incarnation has happened. So every time we will have to remember Bhagavadpadacharya in all circumstances, because you will have to recall the entire story and that day's Sanatana Dharma's state and know in what condition Bhagavadpadacharya did the avatara for us to be happy and safe here. So with this, we will stop with Bhagavadpadacharya's divine incarnation, and over the course of next 3 Sundays, we will try and seeing Bhagavadpadacharya's entire life, works and his teachings. I offer this at the holy feet of Mahasannidhanam, Jagadgurus and my Guru, and end this talk here. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha.
Thank you, Vidwan Manikandanji, for a very, very fascinatingly put forward session, I would say, because Bhagavadpadacharya's life story we have been hearing for the last 5 editions of the festival, and each speaker, when they speak about Bhagavadpadacharya's life, bring a different dimension to it, bring a different presentation to it. So your presentation was very, very lively, and the best part was you have been quoting shlokas from the Madhaviya Shankara Vijaya and explaining the swarasya of these shlokas. So we are very grateful for you for doing this session, for having this satsanga, listening to the life of the great master itself is a great punyakara uh, thing for all of us. It's a great shravana for all of us. So we are very thankful to you for doing this session.
Thank you. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity.
Viewers, this is the first of the 4 sessions. So in the next 3 Mondays, 3 Sundays also, Vidwan Manikandanji will be joining us in continue this engagement with the life and legacy of Adi Shankara Bhagavadpadacharya. And before we conclude the session, I want to make announcement about the next session. Srinivas, can you put the flyer? So today evening we have a special book launch and author interview. There is a new book that has been released titled 40 Steps to Liberation. It has been written by Sri Kathirasanji, who is a Vedanta teacher. And this book is basically a commentary on Bhagavadpadacharya's Sadhana Panchakam. And it is a very excellent book. So Sri Kathirasanji will be interviewed by my colleague Anuradha ji. So this will be a book launch plus an online launch, so to speak, plus a interview of the author. Please join us today evening at 7 p.m. and take part in this. With this, we conclude the current session. We are hope to have you all with all the sessions throughout the festival. Thank you for all your support. सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः।